Hi everybody, welcome to Tuesday's Truth with Alonda Hassel. So I was thinking about how there are so many people who are still sort of living in this victim mentality. You know, they did this to me, and as a result of that, I can't move forward, or I was raised without having this or having that person, or without having access to certain things, and because of that, it's hard for me to move ahead in life. It's hard for me to be in relationships. It's hard for me to, just to be successful. And I have always sort of struggled with this whole idea that we're victims of life, victims from people who, were supposed to take care of us or love us or help us move forward or whatever. That I just struggle with that whole idea. I do believe, and I believe this in particular for adults, when we become adults, when we become men and women, that we aren't victims, but we allowed certain things to happen because we didn't know our worth. We were not aware of our value. And, I say that very easily because now that I know my worth, now that I'm learning even more about my worth, now that I recognize that I have great value, I will not allow people to mishandle or misuse me. And so I'm not a victim from things that have happened to me. I'm not living in the shadows of the bad stuff that has happened. I'm actually using those things and helping and allowing them to help me move forward in life, and to know that I don't deserve certain things, and I will not tolerate certain things. I will not remain in relationships. I will not remain at a job. I will not remain anywhere or be with any people or person if I feel that I'm not being valued and I'm not being treated the way that I know I'm supposed to. And so I just want to say that this whole idea of a victim, when we were younger and things happened to us, sadly they happened, but even then we didn't know our worth, we didn't know our value, and people around us who were supposed to protect us and take care of us didn't know our worth and value either. And so we know that the scripture says, and we know all things work together for good to them who love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. And so we can take those things that were tough, that were challenging, that were difficult, that were hurtful, that made us think we were victims. We take all of those things along with all of the good things, the people that loved us and cared for us and took care of us, and we make them all work for who we are today. And it literally adds value. It literally is proof. They're the receipts that you have great worth. And so I'm encouraging all of us to not use or not live in this idea that we are victims, because when we portray ourselves as victims, then we always sort of stay in that mode of life where I can't because of what happened. I can't succeed because of what happened. And while again, there are so many of us who've been dropped, so many of us who were not taken care of properly, if we see it as what has helped us to grow and become who we are and to add value to our lives, then we see it correctly. I think looking at ourselves and at our lives as victims literally devalues our purpose, our hope in what is to come. It devalues our worth, and it makes it very difficult to move on because you're always sort of in that mindset, and it makes it difficult to move on because you're assuming that the next person is going to do the same thing. And they will if you are the victim, if you're playing the victim, because you sort of attract that. But when you say, I'm not a victim, that I didn't know my worth, I didn't know my value at the level that I do now, and so I allowed things to happen. I allowed people to disrespect me and treat me as less than. And again, I'm not talking about when you were a child, because you had no real control over that. But you're still not a victim. You're still not a victim. You are victorious, however. And all of those things add great value. They add wisdom. They add worth to who you are. And it makes you level up to say, I will never devalue myself. I will never be in groups of people or with a person or at a job or whatever that literally does not see my worth and see my value. And so I just want us to really think about that you're not a victim. And if you have, struggled with the whole idea of, I'm a victim because this happened, I'm a victim because they did that, I really hope that you can consider saying that I'm not any longer a victim, but I am victorious because I'm surviving. I understand now my worth. I recognize that even my bumps and bruises and my scars add value to my life. And I don't want to have this victim mentality and think that everything and everybody is out to get me, but use that experience, use those even unfortunate experiences to see your worth and to see your value. You are a survivor. You have struggled, yet you're still here. You have gone through a lot, yet you still love and you still give and you still sacrifice. And so you are not a victim, you are victorious. All right, that is my Tuesday's Truth. Listen, if you've not registered yet for the conference, please get registered. We're adding a lot of really great information on social media, and I'm excited. We've got vendors signing up, and we're just very, very, very excited. So we need you to get registered. Please go on my social media, either on Instagram or Facebook, and see how you can get registered. If you need any assistance with anything, please email me at hmknowyourworth@gmail.com, and I will assist you with any questions that you have. Our team is preparing. We're excited, and we are really looking forward to sharing with you at the Know Your Worth Conference, Believe Again 2022. All right, I love you all. Happy Tuesday, and be safe out there. All right, you are not a victim.